Just first thoughts on tonight's game?
Honestly, we're a little disappointed on how we played as a team as a whole. I mean, there are a lot of good things we can do, but we just know we're trying to hang up a banner. We got to be a lot better.
Yeah. Could you describe maybe what happened?
I think there's some things that we tried to work on prior to this game that we didn't follow through with during the game. And this game, I think you can chalk it up to pure talent in making shots. But for next game, now we know how to clean up those mistakes so we can come in and get a larger margin in our victory.
Yeah, I mean, you guys don't have Mays tonight. Does that factor into your game plan at all, or is it just kind of almost a next man up mentality, kind of do what Mays does, or how does that work?
It doesn't affect our game plan at all. It's just next man up mentality, and we have the depth for it. But obviously, it's a luxury to have a player like that on the court with us.
Yeah. When you get the scouting report for an 0-7 team, a team that you guys have handled in years past, you beat them in the conference tournament last year. Do you think there's maybe a tendency, or maybe we saw today that you maybe didn't not prepare, but maybe take them lightly if you see a team that's not performing as well?
Honestly, I don't think we necessarily took them lightly. We knew that they're a team that if we let them hang around, they're going to be in the game. We just have to be better defensively and trust each other on defense. We got to stop gambling. Guards have to do better chasing on those floppies that they were running all game and jumping the ball on the top. It's just little details, and then being able to take that next step and put our foot, like when we had them down 14, whatever we had them down by, like that's got to turn into a 20-point lead, and then we got to continue that out.
Yeah, I think right now we have a tendency to play to the level of our competition, and that's just mental. That's on us. That's nothing that can be coached. So when we figure that out, then I think we're going to be a championship level team. But if we're going to keep playing to the level of our opponent, we're always going to give the door open for teams to come in here and beat us. As you can see tonight, it was a close game.
Overall, guys, you only had 7 turnovers on the night. Is that due to planning, game plan, offensive system? You just taking care of the ball? Anything to speak to that?
That just goes to how talented we are. Like, we got skilled basketball players. Just a lot of, like we've been saying, a lot of our mistakes and making it a close game tonight is just mental stuff. We got to find ways to get over some of those hurdles.
Yeah, you guys were coming off of a long break because of having to pause because of COVID-19 and things. Can you talk about trying to come back after having to take time off, forced pause?
I mean, we've put in a good chunk of work with the spring, the summer, and then now part of this winter. So I don't think it really affected us that much, maybe our wind. But as far as everything, we jumped back into practice, and it's like we didn't skip a beat. So I think maybe we're a little bit out of shape, but that's things that we can fix in practice. We got to, after our game Saturday, we got another week to prepare. But I think that's it. I don't think it made us sluggish at all.
Dre, you mentioned getting better on the little things. Anything in particular you guys are looking to improve on for Saturday's game against Idaho?
Chasing floppy action, ball pressure. Like, it's no disrespect, but that's the team we need to be able to ball pressure a little bit more. So that's on the guards, and just keep getting shots up, and keep doing what we do.
Anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, with the ball pressure, I think a big component of that is the guy guarding the ball at the top of the key has to stop being afraid of getting beat and then pressure the ball. So some of those tight curl passing lanes can be taken away by him. And the next component of that is also being able to guard it and trail a guy, get on somebody's hip, and not get hit by screens. And then our bigs got to show out a little bit more. So if we can do those things, then we're going to take away a large majority of their points, which you saw that they got a lot of their points off of that type of action. Mm-hmm. So that's something that we can think about that we'll fix. Hopefully, this game we'll take care of it.
Yeah. Dre, you had clutch free throws. You've been a clutch player really just throughout your career here. Can you talk about how you have mental fortitude to stay focused and do your job in the moment, make clutch free throws or big shots? What goes into that?
It's all the work that goes in before, and then it's also having a great team that, they all know, they don't think they know I'm going to make those shots, just as I know a lot of them are going to make those shots. So it's a lot of little things, like, just working hard, having that confidence in myself, and having great teammates and coaches who trust me.
Yep. You guys did a good job finishing up the game. After the long layoff, you just don't know what you're going to look like. You lose your rhythm after we were basically off for what, 11, 13 days or whatever it was between Christmas and our isolation. So, to come back at those games, it's going to take a little bit to get your rhythm, and luckily we were able to make shots, which we're good at, and but we got to find our way defensively for sure.
Yeah, Coach, you were able to build out a bit of a lead there in the first half, but Idaho just didn't want to go the way they stuck around. Can you talk about what happened in that second half, as they were able to fight back and things?
Yeah, we got kind of cold, and I thought we let our offense really impact our defense. We didn't guard things the way that we guard things, and we've got to be better, and we've got to focus on that and be better at our technique, and I think we will. It's a good learning lesson for us. But and then they made shots. To their credit, they made shots, and some were contested, some weren't quite what we needed, but to their testament, they made them.
Yeah, Coach, obviously no Mays tonight, so you had to adjust some lineups. You gave Spurge some minutes, and as well as Keys, he saw a few extended minutes as well. What did you see that worked tonight in the absence of Mays? What worked well, what didn't?
Mays he brings such energy to us, so you missed that a little bit. But I thought Harris and Marquise kind of manning that position did a great job. We end up with 15 between the two of them, and those guys can play. Those guys did a good job. So, and then Moody obviously comes off the bench and gave us a great performance. So, we've got a deep team, and a lot of guys can step up.
You played a lot in transition tonight. At least you were trying to push it on the sideline. Was that part of the game plan going in, or did you see that early on that you could really push the ball?
It's kind of just who we are. We're averaging 85, 86 points a game. We really push tempo, and we believe in our depth. And so we really want to get the ball on the floor as much as we can. And I think once we start getting a few more stops strung together, we'll even be more effective in transition.
Yeah, I'm curious, Coach, just how you rate your team's performance tonight. And against a winless team, I think a lot of people expected maybe the result to be not as close as it was. It was really a nail-biter toward the end. How would you rate your team's performance?
I didn't like us on the defensive end, and I thought, I didn't think we had I didn't think we were in sync. And after a long break, you get a few practices to try to get that. But that was our concern going in, and it kind of felt a little evident. It was masked a little bit by the fact that we share the ball and we can make shots, but we weren't crisp. And hopefully, getting this one under our belt after such a long break, that we'll be a little sharper on Saturday.
Coach, you rolled out a zone kind of early a press early in the game, and then kind of went away as the game went on. What was the reason for that?
Well, it's hard. It's hard to press off of misses, and as the ball, stopped going through the hoop, we had less opportunities to get that press. And Idaho was doing a good job of kind of clearing out. And when JK having 4 fouls kind of changes some of the strategies there. So, hopefully, and he doesn't foul that much. So hopefully he'll be out of foul trouble in the future. He'll be good.
Yeah, Coach Dre in his interview was talking about having a little bit of a struggle stopping their little floppy action. They were able to find some space for some little passing lanes and things. Thoughts on how you try and cut down on those easy opportunities that they had?
Yeah, we didn't guard it. We were lackadaisical, or maybe not. That's not the right word, but we have a technique in how we guard certain things, and we're getting hit on screens, and we don't get hit on screens. We weren't making tough enough plays to take some of those things away, and it showed. And that's that. And to Idaho's credit, they got those shots, and if you're a step late, they were making. And some days they'll get away with that, and today we didn't.
Talk about, just real quick, Coach, Dre and Aanen towards the end of the game, and Marquise, even with those 2 big free throws. They really were able to put the ball in the bucket to kind of give you a little bit of space. Talk about their offensive performance and how you can rely on them towards the end of games.
Yeah, we have a lot of guys that make free throws, and which is interesting because their percentages don't even reflect how good of free throw shooters they really are. So we feel really good that we have a lot of guys that we can throw out there, and when it's time to ice the game, that we're going to be okay.